In this video, I'm doing a fashion illustration inspired by one of the outfits from the designer's first collection. I'm saying this is a fashion illustration instead of fashion design because I differentiate these two things, because I think fashion illustration is here to sell the mood, to sell subjectively the vision of a person who is drawing it, while fashion design can be, but doesn't have to be, more objective and in more detail and with right perspective, right measurements, right proportions, while fashion illustration is a bit more free, I would say. I'm doing the outlines first with very tiny little brush. It's in pure black, and I'm going to mix three things here. First thing is this very small brush, so it looks more like a sketch. Then I'm going to implement some painting or some shading. And this shading you are seeing right now, I'm going to delete in very soon, but this is the other thing. And the third thing you are seeing right now is the image I'm going to upload on top of my illustration, and then put it not on the first layer but on some layer to implement it as a part of the illustration for a shirt pattern, because this shirt is made out of this fabric that is printed like this. So I didn't want to draw it, I wanted it just to paste it to be there. And now this illustration became maybe even a collage. But I think it doesn't stand out too much as a different technique. I think it fits very well into what I'm doing. So I decided I will do it. And when you are doing a fashion illustration, I suggest that you do what you feel that looks the best, because there are no rules in any creative process actually. So feel free to explore the things you like, to explore the things you want to present, to explore the things and the ways you want to present something you are presenting. I decided, as this is a fashion illustration, and let's set aside if the skin, the body is actually this bluish silvery color, or it is just my subjective vision of the body for this illustration. And let me explain you what I mean by the illustration is more free. So this illustration is made out of the body that is silver. I think in fashion design this could be not a problem, but this could be a thing that makes it questionable. Is it a part of the design, or is it just something that people should ignore when seeing a design? While in a fashion illustration, I don't think this would be a thing people would have to think about, because when they see a fashion illustration, it's kind of in my opinion, a subjectively presented object. So it can be just an interpretation of an artist or illustrator on how they see things. What I want to do now in the video is trying to add a background. And I'm going to do it for maybe 5 minutes, but not 5 minutes in real time, because what you are seeing right now and this whole video in real life took me maybe a little bit less than 2 hours, but here it's only 12 minutes, and I did put it 550% faster here. so it wouldn't last 2 hours. What I want to add, and why do I want to add a background? Because in a design, in my opinion, what looks better is always something that has at least a textured background, or at least some kind of background, any kind of background actually. So I didn't want to have this pure white thing as my background and the background of this illustration. So I spent a lot of time to see if it would look better with some other type of a background. I just said so many times the word background, but that's how it is. That's what I'm doing. I'm trying to find a background. I copied my outlines and played with, I think here, motion blur thing, to see would it reflect very nicely. But yeah, I ended up deleting it because I didn't like the way it looks. What you can see now is that I added earlier on these blue details, and these blue details, I think the color is good and it goes well with all other colors and textures on the image. But right now, as you can see, I just deleted them because they didn't look good, and I didn't want color in this particular illustration. And I think I was very right, because now when I see it, I like it and I prefer it very much in black and white and this pale silvery blue color. I'm adding now white details, so I'm keeping it very monochrome almost, and I'm going to add date, and I'm going to do a signature, because I feel like it is very nice when I see a thing with a signature and a date, because then I know when it happened and I know for sure that I did it. That is just something in my head, but when I find a drawing that was maybe made in 2012, of course I'm happy to see that it happened in 2012, so I don't have to question myself when did it happen, but that's just me. I suggest to you as well, if you are doing any creative things, that you write when you did it, because someday in the future it will be very nice to see how you thought and how your process and your development of things was going during the time. And I think in every case, I will say almost every case, but in every case, you will see a progress. And I can see a progress too for myself, and that is very interesting to see and very motivating. So that's one thing you can do. Try to find your old sketches and compare them with your new things, compare them with new things you are doing, and I'm sure you will be very much surprised on how you changed and how your view of doing things changed. This is a part where I zoomed enlarged this shirt, and I added that with some opacity layer effect or filter to put it as a part of the illustration. But the thing why I didn't keep it, even though I liked it, I think, not really impressed, but it looked good. I would say better than any other background I've tried so far in this illustration, in this video. But why did I remove it? I deleted it because it looked like a part of the design. I have here this shirt and these other things, but when I added this, it didn't look like it didn't look like a background, but almost like a part of the design and clothes. Yeah, a part of the clothes. So of course I deleted it. Yeah, some more background playing right now, and yeah, as you can see, I'm playing with blur and distort effects, and they didn't do anything for this illustration, and I think it looks the best just as it is, with only pure white background. That's also what I want to emphasize. Try to see what looks best to you and what you like, and not what maybe would be the right thing as a rule. Not maybe what is a rule or maybe what is unwritten rule, but what does feel the best to you and for you. What is happening now? Oh yeah, I'm trying to add another type of a background, and it's a circle that I put a filter on it, and it looked okay. Not really the best thing ever, but it didn't look so bad, but I still decided to delete it. So you see how many backgrounds I've tried, and there is nothing wrong with it. I don't think it is wrong that I didn't do it in 20 minutes. I enjoy the development process, and you should enjoy your process of doing creative things as well. So yeah, that's what I want to say maybe by the end of this video, is that you enjoy the process and don't copy other people's work, but explore your imagination and your thing that you want to do, because you are the one that does it the best in your own way. And here are some different signatures and dates, but then I decided I will do very small thing, and the reason is that a signature and a date can become a part of the illustration as well. I hope you learned something new. Thank you for watching, and bye!